Useless lazy bum.
Cut ties with Ryan soon.
After I lost both my legs in a car accident and was confined to a wheelchair, Mary and Steve cruelly pressured me to divorce. It pains me to think of the burden on Ryan, but he's always there, supporting me with his kindness. He encourages me, telling me we'll overcome this trial together. I can't understand why they would trample on his genuine love and support, and what they're plotting. There are moments when I feel like I might break, but I can't just sit and wait. Together with Ryan, I'll expose their schemes no matter what. I'm Lily, 30 years old. My husband Ryan is 32. I studied vocal music at a music university, aiming to become an opera singer. I met Ryan, who works in sales at a major instrument company, through a mutual acquaintance 3 years ago. We hit it off right away and started dating. 3 years ago, I had just returned from studying abroad in Germany and joined an American music agency, where I began passing domestic opera auditions one after another. It was a time when my childhood dream of becoming an opera singer was starting to come true. So, when Ryan proposed to me during those days, I confidently accepted it.
An opera singer's wife? How prestigious.
Finding such a wonderful woman, Ryan, you really outdid yourself.
His parents, Mary and Steve, as well as mine, were absolutely delighted with our marriage. We had a grand wedding, inviting lots of friends. Though there were some adjustments in our newlywed life, Ryan is kind and we respect each other, so there have never been any conflicts. We even go out to eat with both of our parents sometimes, and our relationship has been great. It was during this peak of happiness that everything changed. That day, I was back at my parents' house alone. Ryan was working, and I was the only one off. I was feeling a bit bored and decided to relax at home. My parents and I decided to go out for lunch, with my dad driving. That's when the accident happened. My parents were killed instantly in the crash. I also lost both of my legs in that accident. Of course, I could no longer perform on the opera stage. I had to give up all the roles I had won through auditions, and my music agency terminated my contract. Losing my parents, my legs, and my dream left me in complete despair. To make matters worse, Mary and Steve's attitude toward me changed drastically.
Losing your job so soon after getting married. I can't recognize you as my daughter-in-law. You're worthless.
That's right. And with that, your body, you won't be able to get another jobs, will you? Just hurry up and divorce Ryan.
They insulted me repeatedly when they visited me when Ryan wasn't around. Shocked by the accident and the loss of my parents, I believed every word they said. Ryan, I'm just going to be a burden on you from now on. No one would blame you for leaving me. Let's divorce for your sake. When I told him that, even though I was in a deep mental depression, Ryan still gently cuddled me.
Being a burden on me? That's impossible. Just having you with me gives me strength.
But Mary and Steve. When I told him what they had said, Ryan became furious.
They said that. I'm so sorry. I'll make sure they never see you again. Please, don't talk about our divorce.
Hearing his words, I broke down in tears. Though my mental state didn't recover immediately, Ryan continued to support me with warmth. With his support and my treatments, by the time I was discharged from the hospital, I had made up my mind to keep going with our marriage. A few months passed, and though I still sometimes cried remembering what I had lost, Ryan and I were living a peaceful life together. I had started to get used to life in a wheelchair and was trying new things with a more positive mindset, and Ryan continued to watch over me with warmth. But that peaceful time was shattered when Mary and Steve made a sudden visit.
Lily, we came to see you.
Hey, hurry up and open the door.
When the doorbell rang during the day while Ryan was out, I answered, and there they were, Mary and Steve. I was shocked. Why are you both here? I struggled to open the door in my wheelchair, and they entered the house without hesitation.
Why? We came because we're worried about you. You still have no manners as a daughter-in-law.
They were the same as always. As they threw sharp words at me, they looked around the living room, scrutinizing everything.
I thought you'd be living sloppily since Ryan married a woman who can't walk, but it's not too bad, I guess.
Steve began opening drawers and rifling through the magazine rack without asking. Stop it. Why are you visiting us now? I managed to catch up to them by moving my wheelchair and asked angrily. Both of them sighed deeply.
I told you. We came because we're worried about you and wanted to check on things.
Yeah, Lily, you're such a rude daughter-in-law. Can't you even offer us a drink? Oh, right. I guess you can't with that body.
Steve sneered at me, glancing at my legs. That cruel smile made me want to cry.
Poor Ryan. He married a woman who can't do anything, and now he has to take care of her. Looks like we'll have to come and help you both out.
Mary's sudden decision made me panic, and I quickly shook my head. No, we're fine. We have everything we need.
Of course you don't. You do realize you're a burden, don't you? You don't have the right to refuse.
You freeloading woman, keep your mouth shut. We're only concerned about our dear son, Ryan.
Hearing them claim it was for Ryan's sake left me speechless. After all, it was true that I was making things harder for him.
Well, I guess we'll leave for today. But we'll be back.
They came suddenly, looked around our house, and suddenly left. I felt completely drained in my wheelchair after their storm-like visit. They're really going to come back? Seriously? Why all of a sudden? I spent the rest of the day feeling unsettled, waiting for Ryan to come home.
What? My parents came here. Why?
Ryan, who came home late from work, was completely shocked by their visit. They said they were worried about us because of my situation and came to check on us.
I'll send them an email and ask what they really mean by that after everything they've said to you.
Yeah, but don't worry about it, Ryan. You're busy and there's no rush. You've got that long business trip coming up soon anyway. Ryan had an overseas trip scheduled for a week. I didn't want to burden him with more stress about his family.
Thanks, Lily. Make sure to take it easy while I'm away.
Ryan, always thoughtful and caring. If only they weren't around. But if they come again, I'll just pretend I'm not home. It's a little rude, but I need to prioritize my mental health. That hopeful thought would later turn into regret.
Lily, are you home? We're back again.
Just as I was relaxing after Ryan had left for his trip, the front door suddenly opened, and Mary and Steve walked in. Mary, Steve, what are you doing here?
What do you mean? Like I told you before, we're worried about you too. Did you forget already? Typical of an incompetent daughter-in-law.
No, I mean, how did you get in here without me unlocking the door? I hadn't moved from the living room, and the doorbell hadn't rung. I thought maybe I had forgotten to lock the door, but then Steve held up a key in front of me.
Ryan gave us a spare key. Now we can come over whenever we like.
You're joking, right? I couldn't believe Ryan would give them the spare key. As I said that, Mary glared at me with a harsh look.
It's not a lie. Ryan told us to take care of you while he's on his business trip. He can't even trust you to manage the house. Poor Ryan.
Not just that, Lily would probably wreck the house. Ryan must be regretting this marriage by now.
Their harsh words made me furious. Ryan had never said he regretted our marriage, and I was certain we were happy together. I have never messed up the houses. There are things I can't do, but we even hire a housekeeper regularly. My response seemed to annoy them, and they started saying even worse things.
Hiring a housekeeper? What a luxury. If you were healthy, that wouldn't even be an expense. How do you justify that?
Exactly. A wife should live frugally and take care of her husband, not spend money. But you're the complete opposite.
You're just a useless burden.
Their words left me speechless. Seeing me fall silent, they looked smug and began wandering around the living room and kitchen.
Oh, this looks like some nice meat. Let's have this for lunch.
Hey, there's some good wine too. Ryan must be doing well. Let's drink it.
I couldn't stop them as they rummaged through the fridge and wine rack without my permission. I was too afraid that if I spoke up, they'd say even worse things. That day, they did whatever they wanted in my home and left without cleaning up. Why is this happening? Did Ryan really ask them to do this? I stared at the messy house, feeling too drained to even contact Ryan to confirm. And the nightmare visits continued day after day.
Ryan wants to divorce you, since you can't do anything.
You're just a useless burden. Let Ryan go.
Divorce him.
For a whole week, I endured their relentless insults, and I was completely drained by the end of it. Maybe Ryan really does regret marrying me, like they said. I sat in the dark, alone after they had left, feeling utterly defeated. Memories of losing my parents in the accident flashed back, and I couldn't stop my tears.
Lily, what's wrong? Did something happen?
Suddenly, the lights came on, and I saw Ryan, who had just returned from his trip, rushing over to me with a concerned look on his face. Today was the day Ryan was supposed to come back from his overseas trip. How could I forget that and sit here like this? Completely overwhelmed by their harsh words, I burst into tears again. Ryan, let's get a divorce.
Why would you say something like that?
Because I'm just a burden to you, and you gave your parents a spare key to check on our house, right? Through my tears, I explained what had happened over the past week, and Ryan's jaw dropped in shock.
Me? Gave my parents a spare key and asked them to check on things, and that I want a divorce. That's impossible.
Hearing Ryan clearly deny everything right in front of me made my tears finally stop.
Lily, I'm so sorry. My parents have made things so hard for you again and again.
No, I should have just called or emailed you, but their words weighed on me, and I couldn't think straight.
You couldn't help it. You've been through so much already, and you were finally starting to heal. I can't believe they did this. But how did they even get the key to our house?
Ryan's face grew serious as he thought about it.
I'll have to confront them directly. I wonder what they are up to since they have enough energy to act.
If Ryan, their own son, was saying this, it meant that his parents were capable of anything to get what they wanted. As I started to regain my senses, anger began to bubble up inside me at the sheer cruelty of their lies. Whatever they're up to, I can't forgive them. The way they insulted me, I can't tolerate it even if they are your parents.
Yeah, I don't think of them as my parents anymore.
But how can we uncover what they're planning? As I sat there worrying, Ryan pulled out his phone.
I'm going to reschedule my next business trip.
Why?
I have a feeling.
After hearing Ryan's explanation, I understood. He knew his parents inside and out, and nothing could get past him. I'll make sure we expose whatever those two are plotting. I won't let people who dig into someone's painful past get away with it. One day, while Ryan and I were relaxing at home, just as we expected, the front door opened, and we heard Mary and Steve's noisy footsteps.
Lily, I bet you've been lazing around again today.
They barged into our living room, but when they saw both Ryan and me sitting there, they were visibly shocked.
What? Why is Ryan here?
Ryan, what happened to your business trip?
As the two fumbled for words, I stepped forward with a firm stance. So, you really have been timing your visits when Ryan is away?
What are you talking about? How would we know Ryan's trip schedule?
Exactly. It's just a coincidence. If anything, I wanted to see Ryan.
Caught off guard by Ryan's unexpected presence, the two tried to cover up, but I pressed on. Last time you were here, you sneakily checked the calendar in our bedroom, didn't you? All of his trips are written down there.
I didn't change the calendar, just postpone my trip. And I never gave you a spare key. Why lie about that?
The whole "we're worried about you" thing was a lie too, wasn't it? What's the real reason you've been barging in like this? As we cornered them with questions, they hesitated for a moment, but quickly became defensive and started insulting me again. Steve, sweating and glaring, growled at us.
How dare you? You're nothing but a useless wife. Don't talk back until you've earned enough money in the real world.
That's right, Ryan. Don't you hate being married to someone who can't do housework or earn money? Go ahead, tell us how you really feel. Don't hold back.
Stop insulting Lily. I want to be with her.
Ryan's words, defending me, only seemed to make them even angrier, and their faces turned sour as they grew more heated.
A useless freeloader like you could never be accepted as a wife. Ryan can easily find a better woman. Divorce him.
Leaving a wife with no family or income won't make people look down on you. In fact, they'll pity Ryan, so it's fine.
I gave Ryan a look to stop him from reacting and calmly began to speak. I may not be working in an office, but I've been contributing to society lately. I do have an income.
What? That's impossible. Don't talk like that until you can go out on your own.
Steve puffed up with arrogance, while Mary chuckled, glancing at my wheelchair. As angry as I was, I knew better than to get swept up in their pace. I smiled back. These days, there's a lot you can do from home. I wouldn't have thought of it myself until Ryan encouraged me. After my discharge, when I was mostly confined to the house except for rehab, Ryan had introduced me to the world of singing and performing videos on YouTube. Some of the students at the music school where Ryan worked had uploaded videos of their performances as a hobby. Seeing that, Ryan suggested I try uploading my video. Thanks to Ryan's support, I uploaded a video of me singing The Magic Flute, an opera, and it was surprisingly well received. Now, I have a pretty large subscriber base as a YouTuber. The first video I uploaded was really quite rough. But when it came to the singing, I performed with the seriousness and confidence of a professional. Every encouraging comment gave me strength, and I kept uploading more and more songs. As I did, my subscriber count continued to grow. When I explained all of this, Mary and Steve seemed utterly confused.
Uploading videos? And what's this magic flute thing?
You don't know. It's the name of a pop group.
Hearing such an absurd statement, Ryan, who had been silent until now, finally spoke up.
It's a famous opera by Mozart.
He sighed in disappointment at their lack of knowledge.
Lily is an opera singer. She posts videos of herself singing operas and other songs that people request.
Opera. Of course, we know what opera is.
Exactly. Don't act so high and mighty. And Lily, all you're doing is singing. What's so impressive about that? You're still a burden to Ryan.
They couldn't grasp the idea of making money from videos, and their tirade didn't stop.
Besides, what bothers me is that Lily only sings and has no real education. She can't do housework, because she's in a wheelchair. Her parents are gone, and she has no family support.
That's right. Even though you have a degree, all you did was sing. There are plenty of better people with degrees.
As they spoke, they kept glancing over at Ryan. Noticing their looks, Ryan sighed in frustration.
If you have something to say, just say it. You've been showing up unannounced and criticizing Lily. What's the real reason?
At Ryan's words, they exchanged glances and became serious.
Ryan, the truth is, we found a woman we want you to marry.
She's the daughter of a landowner. They own a lot of property nearby, and she's their only child. When her parents pass away, all of it will belong to you.
What?
We were both stunned by their sudden announcement. But they continued pressing Ryan with earnest faces.
Don't worry, Ryan. These days, being divorced isn't something to be ashamed of. It's Lily's fault, so just divorce her and remarry.
Exactly. As you heard, Lily, sign the divorce papers. A freeloading parasite who just sings is a disgrace to our family. Leave Ryan.
They were practically lunging at me. All I could do was back away in my wheelchair. What are you talking about?
Exactly. You two have no sense of decency or common sense.
Ryan stood between me and his parents, defending me, but their determination didn't falter.
Who's the one lacking common sense here? If Ryan divorces Lily and marries that woman, not only will Ryan benefit, but we will too.
It's time to be a good son, Ryan. Leave that useless wife who can't do anything but sing poorly. This other woman has a prestigious education, is well trained in household duties, and can do everything. We've already told her family that you're divorced, so there's nothing to worry about.
Ryan snapped at their selfish scheming.
In the end, you're just thinking about yourselves. I'm not interested in marrying some landowner's daughter. Besides, Lily has $10 million in savings, so I have nothing to worry about. I'll be living off her for the rest of my life.
At Ryan's confident words, their faces paled, then their eyes lit up with greed.
Why does Lily have that much money?
Seeing the dollar signs practically glowing in their eyes, I felt pure disgust. Still smiling, Ryan calmly continued his explanation.
I don't think you're aware, but in today's world, viral videos can make a lot of money.
What? Is that true?
Lily, why didn't you tell us sooner?
Suddenly, their mood shifted, and they started grinning, acting friendly. Ryan continued, looking at them both.
And that's not all. Lily's getting concert offers from abroad. My business trips were actually to negotiate those deals. She's about to get really busy and could become an international star.
At that, they practically jumped for joy. They sidled up to me, their voices suddenly sweet and soft.
We didn't realize, Lily. We were just testing your strength of character, that's all.
Exactly. Lily, you're incredible. Wow, the world's diva. As expected from Ryan's choice of wife.
Their second complete reversal left me speechless. They kept talking while I stood there with my mouth open in silence.
Lily is busy singing, so we should move in and take care of the houses for her, right?
Yeah, exactly. Lily, from now on, you can travel abroad and perform in operas without any worry. How about we move in tomorrow?
The absurd suggestion nearly made me faint. I felt like I'd pass out if the conversation continued, but Ryan turned to me calmly.
What do you think?
Taking a deep breath, I firmly declared in a low voice, I would never live with Mary and Steve, let alone support them. My resolute words made them gasp for a moment.
Wait, Lily, don't be stubborn. We're offering to help share your wonderful music with the world.
That's right. With us here, you can focus on earning money without worrying about the house. With $10 million, supporting us wouldn't be a burden at all.
With a smile on my face, I took my anger out on them. I haven't forgotten all the times you insulted me, calling me a worthless freeloader who does nothing but sing and can't even handle housework.
Well, we didn't know you had that kind of money.
So, it's okay as long as I have money? That's disgusting. I never want to have anything to do with you again. Even as I said this, they continued to make excuses, unwilling to back down. Ryan finally spoke up.
By the way, isn't the fact that you're here today considered trespassing or breaking and entering?
What?
And how did you even get a key to our house? Depending on how you got it, this could be considered theft. Should I call the police?
No, we didn't steal the key. The master key was in the drawer, and we just copied the number.
Master key? I asked, and they nervously began to explain.
Yeah, these days, if you know the master key number, you can easily get a copy made online.
It's convenient, right? We didn't steal anything from this house, so let's not talk about calling the police.
That sounds like stalking. I recoiled in disgust, while Ryan let out a deep, exasperated sigh beside me.
These two are beyond help. I can't take it anymore. Let's call the police.
At Ryan's determined expression, their faces turned pale. Steve desperately shouted at Ryan.
Call the police? We're your real parents.
That doesn't matter. I'm cutting ties with you both.
As Ryan took out his phone, Mary panicked and tried to stop him.
Wait, Ryan, wait. This is a misunderstanding. We'll leave the duplicate key here and go right away. If the neighbors find out our own son called the police on us, we'll be ruined.
They scrambled to leave but kept glancing back at me with a hint of regret. Once the living room was quiet again, I gave Ryan a wry smile. Well, maybe the $10 million was a bit of an exaggeration. But the overseas tour part is true. I don't have $10 million saved up yet. However, as Ryan said, it's true that my videos have gone viral and are gaining attention overseas. And Ryan, saying he wanted to support me, quit his corporate job to stand by my side. I don't think Mary and Steve will be coming back, so I can focus on my singing now. I breathed a sigh of relief. As expected, things took a turn for the worse for them after they left our house. Their lavish lifestyle collapsed. Realizing their dream of a carefree retirement was out of reach, they tried to use Ryan as a bargaining chip. They approached a wealthy local family with a marriage proposal, but their shallow plan was quickly thwarted by us. The other family had assumed Ryan was already divorced, and they were furious when they learned about Mary and Steve's manipulative behavior, especially since it had nearly driven us to despair. When the truth about their greed came to light, the neighbors turned against them too. Their pride couldn't handle the shame, and they ended up leaving the area they'd lived in for so long. With their savings wiped out by years of indulgence, they had nothing left. The little money they had was being eaten up by debt repayments. They even had to sell their houses and move into a rundown apartment. I didn't feel the least bit sorry for them. Ryan and I have been incredibly busy, and I'm so grateful for it. The videos we upload of my singing are still very popular, and responding to requests has been a lot of fun. Ryan has even sharpened his video editing skills, and together, we've created and shared many videos. The overseas concerts have been a huge success, and hearing about that success has led to even more offers from both domestic and international venues. What makes me happiest of all are the messages I receive from people who say they've been inspired by seeing me persevere and pursue my dreams, even after losing both my legs. I never imagined that by doing something I love, I could inspire others. Beside me is Ryan, my kind husband, who fully supports everything I want to do. And all around the world, I have fans who are eagerly waiting to hear my music, which makes me incredibly happy.